Please welcome from Team Canada in the red corner, Rodolfo Velasquez.
All right, well, here is a look at the matchup in this third bout of the evening. It comes in the 60-kilo class. Rodolfo Velasquez representing Canada up against Armando-Rabi from Team Cuba.
Yeah, and again, we're seeing a little bit leaner and certainly taller. Hair and all from Rabi out of Cuba against Velasquez. Velasquez has fought here before in Canada, and he actually fought at, or in Regina, sorry, and he fought at the Nationals in 2013 here in Regina. A good boxer, a lot of experience. I would suggest he's got a little bit more experience for this level than some of the other Canadian boxers, but certainly a definite reach advantage
in the red
here.
corner from Team Canada, Rodolfo Velasquez. The referee is Mr. Doug Emery
Velasquez
of the USA.
Little show. Looks like he's a bit of a showman out there with his introduction.
Yeah. Velasquez looking, the Canadian boxer looking comfortable in his role there. One thing about Rodolfo is he's quite often been the shorter boxer, and he's quite often had to overcome that reach advantage from his opponent. So he gets used to that, what he has to do, and has the right style for it. Stays low, you know, punches and bunches, try to work, punch his way in just like that, and work to the body.
Well, he threw a lot of punches, but they were all blocked by the Cuban. It looked like a low shot.
Yeah.
Nothing from the referee, however.
Nice quick hands by Rodolfo as he had the Cuban boxer up against the ropes. Nice. Rodolfo's done well to work himself in, like I said, you know, being always the guy with the shorter reach. He's done well to work himself in against the Cuban boxer and get close enough to exchange. Just like that. Moving low, left to right. Good head movement. Keeping his hands high. So far, he's done a great job. You know, one of the things is it's one thing to throw punches, but they've got to land in the scoring zone, which is the face, the front, you know, the face, chin, nose of the boxer, and, you know, the front portion of the torso. Nice left hook.
Like a good left, exactly, from Velasquez.
Very good. And again, Rodolfo's had his hands up and been able to block everything so far. One of the things, anybody watching this, anybody that's, you know, young boxers out there, one of the things Rodolfo does very well is, we always say punches and bunches, like he throws multiple punches at a time, just not lead right, jab, jab. 3, 4, 5 punch combination. There you go.
Velasquez has Rabi up against the ropes.
Good, it's an excellent round by Velasquez. He's had an excellent round so far.
And that is the end of round one. And yeah, I'd say you certainly have to give that round to Velasquez. Not only scored more, but he was the aggressor in that bout.
Well,
yeah, he was the aggressor during the bout, but he also did an excellent job of keeping his hands up high. And the Cuban boxer did nothing to, you know, penetrate that and to take advantage of, you know, counter punching, like getting Rodolfo to move his hands to punch and then throwing a punch in counter to it.
Great Western Brewing Company is the official bar sponsor of the Ken Goff Memorial Boxing Classic.
Just what you're seeing there on the screen is great head movement by Velasquez, the Canadian boxer. Everything thrown by the Cuban has been missing. Again, a lot of Velasquez's punches there blocked by the Cuban. So, you know, there isn't a lot of punches thrown, but not a lot of scoring. I think this... we didn't get the one where he's got the hook to the chin, or at least not yet. And
seconds out.
But it sure was a decisive blow, and you have to believe that Velasquez took that opening round.
Yeah, it seems so. It seemed that was probably, to be honest with you, that was probably the best round by any of the Canadian boxers so far. Good for Rodolfo.
And he's going to the attack early here in the second. Rodolfo Velasquez, sorry, Scott, in the red corner from Canada up against Armando-Rabi.
Yeah, sorry, Warren, I was just going to say, you need energy, you need speed, you need good defensive skills and footwork, and Rodolfo's, you know, is demonstrating all of that. He's been good at what he's been doing, which is to keep his hands up, getting under the punches of the Cuban boxer, and then when he gets in close, throw multiple punches. If Rodolfo's going to have success, you know, continued success throughout this bout, he's going to have to keep his punch count up and throw lots. That was probably the best exchange so far by the Cuban boxer.
Velasquez seems like a bulldog in there.
He is, like I said, and that's what he needs to do. He needs to throw multiple punches at a time and keep his energy level up and his punch count high. He has to throw lots of punches. But I think his success in the first round has now lent, you know, has shown the Cuban that the Cuban needs to time up and not let him be free to throw so many punches in close. So the Cuban is making more of an effort of tying up Velasquez when Velasquez gets in tight.
Well, quick combinations from the Cuban, but I don't think a lot of them really connected. Most of them blocked by Velasquez.
Right. Yeah, none of those connected. This is the second Canadian boxer we've seen that's chosen to sort of switch up from a southpaw to an orthodox stance in the middle of a round. Not totally uncommon. You know, a lot of guys at this level, at this much of skill level, can perform from both sides based on what they're comfortable with at that moment.
Final seconds of the second round. And that's the end of it. How'd you see that one?
Well, I seen it closer than the first. You know, it could have went either way, and I think perhaps I would have seen the Cuban boxer take that round 10-9, only on the fact that he was able to tie up Velasquez and not let him let loose too many punches inside, so that reduced the damage done by Velasquez. Right there, he's turning him, getting him off to the side. Little choppy overhand right by the Cuban. Lots of punches to the body. You know, they may not have been the hardest punches in the world, but they were effective to a degree. He was able to get to the body.
They don't have to be tough. They have to be powerful ball. They just have to land, right?
Right. You got to have some called substantial force, right? You can't just be a flick and a tap, but at the same time, it doesn't have to be a knockout blow. No, I mean, you have to have, you know, a punch with meaning, a punch with some power behind it.
So the third and final round of this bout is underway. Rodolfo Velasquez of Canada in the red, up against Armando-Rabi. And it looks like another close fight that's going to be determined by this round.
We're going to see...
Looks like the left hand connected from the Cuban.
Yeah, left got through there. Again, not a, you know, very hard punch. A lot of arm and not a lot of body behind it. Both boxers blocking the punches.
I'm just always amazed, and it doesn't matter what weight level it is, Scott, but the hand speed that these guys have.
Yeah, we're seeing it right there. Yeah, is tremendous hand speed. You know, like I said, Cubans are really known for their hand speed. Not that the Canadians are slow, but Cubans really work at it a lot. Rodolfo trying to get under the punches there, lowered his head a little bit too much.
Now both boxers were cautioned.
Yeah. Rodolfo's got to put pressure on right now. If he wants to win this fight, it's, you know, it's probably an even fight to this point. If he's going to win this round, he could win the fight. And if he's going to win this round, he's got to stay low, get under, you know, go to the head, go to the body, mix it up, but stay in and throw flurries, right? And try to stay tight. You know, take away the Cuban's reach advantage. Staying on the outside isn't going to help him. Just like this. Move in, move out, go left, go right. Punches and bunches, right? You got to punch your way even if the first one doesn't land or second. Get close enough that the third, fourth, and fifth will. Just need to be a little more active in there. You know, he got in close, kind of eased up. The Cuban boxer threw a little hook to the head. Not the most damaging, but it negated any kind of hope of that being, you know, favorable for the Canadian boxer.
So the caution to Cuba. Final seconds of the bout. And that is the end of the third and final round. Again, another close bout, and we'll see how the judges scored it.